leadership in our country. We cannot continue like this. Any person who is looking at Kenya in 2063, Kenya 100 years in 2063, must have this in mind, that allowing or surrendering any part of Kenya to goons or gangs is surrendering the nation to violence. Please, hii madharau tunapatia watoto wetu wadharau chief. We think it's about the chief. Wadharau OCS, wachome police station, walinge mawe polisi. We think, sisi tunafanya hiyo tuonyeshe serikali. Wewe ukichoma duka ya mtu kwa Kisii, ati nionyeshe waziri. Waziri yako huko Nairobi. Your political competitor yako huko Mombasa. Unakuja kuchoma biashara ya watu wa nyumbani hapa, ingeandika watu kazi hapa, ati as a lesson. Lesson to who? That is really entrenching anarchy in our society. And I beg you, you are a very important county for this nation. Economically, business-wise, and in many ways, like every part of Kenya is important. We must make sure that we do not allow this behavior that we have seen with our border sector to take root. Hiyo tabia tuliona tarehe moja mwezi wa 9 is unacceptable. It is totally unacceptable. And we have agreed with the security team what will be done. We must work together. Number 2, Pombe. I'm very happy with the chiefs who are fighting. And I'm very happy what the SEC said about your fight against the alcohol. And thank you for what you're doing about Chang'aa, na hiyo mambo yote mnapigana na kushikana kufanya nini. Thank you very much. That's why I told you ni service. It's a calling. Tuko na shida ya ethanol kutoka huku nje. Please, OCSs, that is your job. You can't tell the chiefs wafukuzane na ethanol yenye na move from one corner to another. It is your job also to make sure that these characters who have been selling this adulterated alcohol are apprehended. Tuko na jamaa moja hapa, sijui anaitwa nani. Ana yeye ndio gwiji ya mambo ya, sijui anaitwa chief ama chef. Ama ni Jeff. Sijui ni chef, ni chief ama Jeff. Ata kwa hii town. Ata amesema he is untouchable. Because askari wakikuja anawalipa. Sijui ati nini anane. Sasa mwambieni yeye hiyo masiku zimekwisha. Atafute biashara nyingine. Mmesikia what we have said? Atafute biashara nyingine. Na huyo mama anafanya kazi na yeye, amwambie huyo mama pia atafute biashara nini nyingine. Auze mtumba badala ya kuuza banki. Today declaration ya Kisii leo, that business has come to an end. It doesn't matter kama amelipa magistrate, amelipa judge, anasema ako na OCS kwa mfuko yake, ako na kwa mfuko, ako sijui na mwanasiasa kwa mfuko. Today is the last day, and it's the day of the Lord. He should look for another business. Na DIG will confirm that later when he speaks. Hiyo tumesema kwa heri, bye bye. Aimbe ile wimbo ya sitarudi Misri. Atafute biashara nyingine. Tumesikizana? Alafu ya 3, mambo ya defilement. Hakuna vile tutamaliza defilement msipotusaidia kama chiefs na assistant chiefs. We must sensitize the community about the danger of hiding cases of defilement. Na hakuna kumaliza cases of defilement kinyumbani. Ati kienyeji hapa nyumbani, ati ni baraza, ati walikubaliana. OCS, please. Don't come to a meeting like this na usema, unajua wale walikubaliana wakasema tumalizie nyumbani. Au unawezaje kubaliana defilement of a mtoto ya 9 years, 11 years, 12 years? Walikubaliana aje? Watu wenye wanakubaliana peke yake ni above 18. If a lady comes to police station, report na she's 25. Amekuja kureport police station akasema I was raped. And then arudi aseme nilidanganya. At least you can say she's using a mind. Yeye mwenyewe ni above. Lakini hakuna mtoto below 18 years who has a right kukubaliana on anything. Because they don't have the mind. They don't have the capacity to have sex. Any kind of sex she has with anybody is known as defilement. Tumeelewana? Of course, there is some complication where they are all young, they are 16, 17, boy and girl are both 16, 17. That's a different complication, and the courts have been struggling to deal with that issue because the question is who defiled the other. But, no, that's as a matter of fact. But where one of them is above 18 years and another is below, the one below 18 years can never have given any consent. So the one who is above 18 years is automatically supposed to be charged for defilement. Naende jela for them many years. It is not an excuse. Nasikia watu wengine wanakuja kusema, oh, huyo msichana anakaa na baba yake peke yake kwa nyumba. Sasa mzee angefanyaje? Alikuwa amelewa na hakuwa kabisa he was not sure. Na huyu ni step daughter sasa. Alikuwa amevaa skirt ile kafupi. Sijui alikuwa sijui nini. Please, tusitafute excuses. As they said, we were speaking with Masengeli here. As they say, if a hyena wants to eat its own children, what does it say? It says it smells like goat. To give, yani ile ndio kutoa ile ndio atoe ile inaitwa conscience. Atasema huyu ananuka kama mbuzi. Those excuses you are giving cannot be accepted. Ati ni culture ya sehemu hiyo, ni kwa sababu bangi sana iko sehemu hii. We police officer umekuja sehemu fulani unaambiwa defilement mingi, unasema hiyo ni shida ya upande ule. I think there is a place we went. Then somebody said, cases ya defilement mingi sana hapa mkubwa, ni kwa sababu chakula iko sawa hapa na watu wamekula. Ati watu wamekula vizuri, choto iko juu. Is that an excuse for defiling a child? Please, those itikadis and those arguments, we must never entertain them in the society. Let's deal with case of defilement for what it is. Wale wa mama wanapigwa na bwana zao, usiseme, oh, unajua Mkisii ni mtu wako na hasira, ni hasira tu ya Mkisii ndio ilifanya. Ati alikuwa na discipline bibi yake. That is not an excuse, chief. Na OCS na this team. Anybody who beats another adult, there is no license anywhere for a man to discipline his wife using violence. And because of this, kuongei maneno ndio tunafika penye tumefika. Ati ilikuwa ni uchawi walikuwa wanaondoa. Please, those excuses should not be there. The last thing I like to highlight ni mambo ya land issues. Land issues hapa is a big issue, and it's a conversation that when we are writing Vision 2063, or the vision of Kenya, kwenda mbele huko Kenya in 100 years, we need to dream that in the next 30 years, Kisii, all the people will be living in one area and there will be big land for farming. You need to start thinking to shift the mindset. Land consolidation, people will live in one area, they will farm the rest of the land. Because if we don't do that, this is going to be a rural slum. If you overfly Kisii, kila mtu wako tu kona hapa kona hapa kona. Mtu akioga kwa hii nyumba ingine, maji inamwagia mwenye wako hiyo nyumba ingine. It must stop. It must stop. We must find a way. And that's not my job, of course. And it is our job collectively as a country. But what is our job is to ensure that land disputes are being solved using legal processes. I agree with those who have said tupatie skills chiefs, SCCs na wengine ndio wasaidie kwa alternative dispute resolution. I agree also that succession processes are taking long to gazette. And I think that is something we must take with the lands ministry. Kwa hivyo mambo hayo yote ni ya mambo ya wananchi wa Kisii, na kuna mambo mengine mengi ambayo sijakuzia. Sasa wacha niseme ile nyinyi mmesema ya welfare yenu. Mambo ya magari, it is true. Transport is a big problem. Many of your police stations don't have cars. Sub-counties yenye haina magari. Hata sasa mnaniambia, ule mzee alisema hapa tengeneza hii division, tangaza. Yes, naweza tangaza. Lakini hakuna gari ya SCC. Hakuna ofisi. Hakuna AI. Saa hii naweza tangaza ya chief na assistant chief. But you see, akikuja hapo, hakuna salary, wengine bado wanangojea for 2 years. So there is also planning that we have to do. On the vehicles part, there is a procurement ongoing. We hope itamalizika before the end of the year, ndio tupate magari ya kuweza kudistribute kwa various places. We will also relook at the issue ya motorcycles to see what we can do to help our chiefs and to make access. Tumekubaliana mpaka hapo? Wenye wameumia sana ni ma-ACCs. ACC wameumia. ACC wameumia kwa sababu wako katikati somewhere hapa. Na zamani DO ndio alikuwa mtu ya Land Rover. Siku hizi ACC ni ya bodaboda. Ukiona mtu ako na uniform kwa bodaboda, chances are ni mtu ni ACC ako anaenda kazini. Babu yule mama wa ACC ule aliongea uzuri sana. Ndio huyo. Ndio huyo. Sasa nyinyi mnaona mama kama huyu anapanda bodaboda jameni. Anaenda baraza ya kwenda kusuluhisha kesi ambayo imesumbua sana. Lakini anapelekwa na mtu ya bodaboda kwenda kusuluhisha mambo ya bodaboda insecurity kwa baraza. Sasa ule jamaa anaendesha anamwambia ofisa shika vizuri. Na akiona ofisa amekaa mbali anakanyaga brake ofisa ndio sasa. Please. Hiyo ni ungwana kweli? Niliambiwa huko Makueni kwamba kuna ofisa moja ACC alikuwa anaenda baraza. Amepelekwa kwa motorbike kabisa. Mtu ya motorbike alipoona baraza ndio hii watu wamekaa kama nyinyi, akaongeza style ile akaangusha ofisa. Kofia ikaanguka mbali, ati mtu akashout kwa mkutano akasema serikali imeanguka. So ndio serikali zianguke, we want to see if we can have one vehicle at least in a sub county yenye itakuwa pool vehicle yenye itasaidia ACCs waweze wakafanya kazi yao kwa njia ambayo itakuwa ya heshima. Na wakati tunangangana kufika hapo, please let's also carpool. Gari ya kama OCS ako na gari aende na ACC. Si namna hiyo. Kama DCC ndio ako nayo akusaidiane na ACC for the time being. Yani make sure we cover each other. Tusiwaje mtu kusema bana huyo mwambie atafute bodaboda bana. Angangane si alitafuta hii kazi. Si ulisikia waziri alisema wewe ulitafuta hii kazi na ulijua hakuna gari. Please let's make sure that we carpool together to help each other. Number 2, mambo ya administrative units. We have a big problem on the administrative units kwa sababu ya budgetary related issues. But kama vile mmeomba, out of these 9 divisions nitaona kwa hii budget yenye iko gani ndio iko na shida kama ile ule mzee alisema kwa hapa, tuone vile tutasaidia a few of them to operationalize as we wait for the next supplementary budget. Tukishapata the next supplementary budget, tutaona we progress to the locations and sub-locations and increase the numbers that are going to be operationalized. Because ACCs are in office anyway, nitatuma a few of them to the divisions yenye mmeuliza as we work out a program ya hiyo maneno. So mtajua hiyo in the next 3 weeks or so, before the end of this month maybe, early next month tutakuwa tumetuma ACCs to a number of the divisions that you have requested. On the question of on the issues related to offices, it is true most of our offices are in bad shape. I am a supporter of NGCDF and I'm requesting our MPs to continue partnering with us. We build good police stations and we build also very good offices for our chiefs and assistant chiefs. We have designed the office, the structure of the offices, and we want to request us to partner together so that we can sort out that issue. On the question of village elders, tulimaliza public participation. Thank you very much for the views you gave. We have done the CAB memo. I will be presenting soon to the cabinet so that we can have a direction how to support the village elders as they help us to serve, also to support security sector in the local level. Kwa mambo ya uniform tumekubaliana, so tumekubaliana hiyo mambo ya uniform. We have a direction on that. We'll just progress. Mambo ya promotions, we want to train everybody and then the promotions take place. We want the final jukwaa la usalama meeting yenye rais mwenyewe atareceive our report. Yeye atatupatia direction on how best we will have sat down, think through and we get his direction on how best we can do promotions so that it is continuous, and also training becomes continuous. And how to revive the regional training centers so that you don't have to wait to go to Embakasi to be trained. It cannot, the trainers, because they are fewer, can come to the neighboring institution. In some cases, we even work with universities. So with colleges, universities, so that some programs can continue. We don't have to wait for 8 years, 10 years before capacity building is achieved in different parts of the country. Mambo ya AIE, we are reviewing it. We will come back to you to see. It may not reach 6 digit yenye mtu alikuwa anasema, but we will make progress and we understand the challenges. I thought the OCSs know by now that there was an improvement recently on the question of AIE, and some of the police stations never used to receive are receiving this month. And we hope that we can cover all the police stations on the question of AIE so that then you can do your job accordingly. Yeah? Medical cover has been said. We are also reviewing it. We review and we see also if we can have a better scheme under SHA that is better than the scheme that we have at the moment that can serve everybody. So the review is ongoing on the question of medical. Bas, kuna mambo mengi. Mambo ya lights. Deputy Governor atakuja kujicommit hapa. We want street lights around some areas, and unmotorized transport, DG. It's good we work together to make sure that between Kura and the county government, we have walk paths for the people. You know, I was a minister of transport. Most of the people who die are knocked, are pedestrians that have been knocked by motorcycles or magari. Yeah? And they die needlessly. Either they were in motorcycle or they were walking. We need to make sure that non-motorized transport is an area of utmost priority in these issues. I agree, kabisa. We need to also work with the DPP, and this conversation, we must have this conversation. There is no need Chief Akue anaenda kutoa testimony in every case. He was just assisting to arrest. But for the chief now to be witness in every case, I think that is overstretching. It is going to affect the works of the chief. Mambo ya handcuff, nimesikia. AIE, salary review, I have heard you, passionately made by the chief. And then WIBA, work, the compensation for injuries that occur in work, in the Work Injury Benefits Act. We need to extend it, and I agree with you, to other injuries gotten in process of operation. You know, if you are doing operation napiga changana umetandikwa, you should also be compensated in the process and so forth. So that is that. I have heard you very well. Statement of recording statement also where a chief is a suspect should be dignified. He's still a government officer. Yeah? Hakuna penye atatoroka ni chief. So OCS can just summon to say, tomorrow chief, asubuhi, kuja. Akikataa, of course, unamwendea. Especially kama ni a defilement. Hiyo sio chief. Hiyo sio mchungaji, hiyo ni mchinjaji. So kama huyo, but it's still a suspect until we sort it. Housing, sorry. I wanted to say that we are working with the housing ministry to build 17,000 houses for the police. And this county, of course, headquarters around, and a number of places is going to be beneficiary. We are going to streamline mambo ya housing, including for the SCCs where they live. Your case has been made passionately. That is one area that we must apply our mind properly to see what can be done. Gender desk is also important. We are going to make sure that that is skilled in all the police stations, and also maybe in the sub-counties to have a gender desk. Extraneous allowance, I've heard you. Mambo ya training, mapema, I've heard you. Support on prosecution, mambo ya banki, transfer policy. We're also going to work on a transfer policy. That is clear. mtu anakaa mahali fulani for how long, unless of course it is extremely important for. There should be general principle, and then now there would be operation. You may have good skills